So I've talked some about the conditions which can speed up the process of let's say I've talked about some of the conditions which speed up the process of old material moving through the system. And let's talk about more conditions. So perhaps the most fundamental condition, precondition we'll call it, which is kind of necessary for this material that's got a lot of emotional weight to move through the system is a yes. A big yes. Doesn't always have to be a big yes. But the yes is really important. And sometimes the yes needs to be uncovered. My sense is the yes is always here. It's always present, right? Like, this is the life we chose. This is the experience we chose. And so many times in life, it doesn't feel like that, right? Like, we don't feel like we've chosen for life to be the way it is. Whatever that looks like for each one of us individually. And yet, the choice was made, is being made. And when we stop looking so much to the outside for life to change to suit us, and we start moving on this journey inwards of coming into alignment with life, coming into alignment with the yes that already exists inside of us. Then there can be a real embrace of whatever's coming up for us. whether it's old or new. And even the new is usually some twist on the old, right? That's it's always the old that keeps us from experiencing the awakeness of now. So imagine for a moment living in a really full embrace of what is. Everything in one's life gets to be exactly how it is. Everything on the outside, everything on the inside gets to be exactly as it is. Because this is how it is right now. The next moment will also be exactly how it is. And one can probably sense that this embrace, this yes to life, is what it is to be awake. And one could also have a sense of what it is we're in resistance to. What feels unresolved? And if we take what it is that feels unresolved out of the context for a moment, out of the context of something outside of me that needs to be changed. And bring it inside in the sense that it's actually something that wants to be seen, with clarity, something that wants to be experienced, something that wants to be felt in its entirety. Something that wants to come home. And when I say come home, what I mean is maybe it's something we rejected. So we don't get to be completely ourselves. We don't get to be the all. By leaving anything any part of ourselves out in the cold. And this is often a difficult thing for someone on a spiritual path, right? This is where spirituality can get tricky. This is where things don't always jive, make sense on the level of the mind. This is where the Bhagavad Gita says we can go to war, quite literally. This is where we integrate troubling energies, the energy of wildness, violence, the animal parts of us, sexuality, desire, anger, hatred, we don't get to skip around these things. We don't get to say, oh, I don't have that. I'm beyond that. I've transcended that. I'm all done now. In Jesus' words, the Son of Man has nowhere to rest his head. There is no place to draw conclusions. The moment the conclusion is drawn and the judgment, opinion is believed, inevitably we start to lose some of our vitality, some of our awakeness. And maybe what's troubling to integrate, to show, to experience is joy. I have certainly experienced the fear of really allowing myself to be joyful and silly and share myself. In those ways. Sometimes what's hard to let in is my brokenness, my humanness. I think there was a time when the spiritual path seemed to promise a goal or a place where I wouldn't have to be so, this is my judgment, right? Pitifully human. Where I wouldn't have to feel anger and petty feelings like jealousy or shame. And if anything, this journey has done the opposite, in the sense that I feel all those things, not continually, but with so much greater ease and embrace. The yes we were talking about. The yes is a yes to jealousy. The yes is a yes to violence, which doesn't mean that I have to be violent. It doesn't mean that I have to indulge in that or act on it in a way that would hurt someone. And if I want to be awake, I have to find my yes for this too. And there's a beauty in that. Which I think we all know when we allow ourselves to experience it. It's Leonard Cohen singing about a cracked vessel. And that's how the light gets in. It brings us embracing our brokenness, our powerlessness. It's what allows the addict to recover. It brings us to surrender. Which is ultimately what this journey is about for me. Surrendering so that I can live. Surrendering so I can more fully be myself. It's one of the beautiful mysteries and contradictions and paradoxes. In the old thing called life. Yeah. Feels like a heavy talk. uh, Feels like a heavy talk. And there is such sweetness, such a smile, such a smile in the heart of sadness, in the heart of anger, in the heart of shame. There is no mistake. All these things are here for you, for me, for us. And I hope that you find your smile.